Hello and welcome back to the Rarpack. I think you saw in my inventory that we have some parts lying around here. We're actually going to be working on building a liquid-fueled firebox today, preferably one that's big enough to run the large steam turbines from GregTech, because the thermal boiler from GregTech is way too expensive for me right now. But I've built some new stuff that we're going to use instead. I actually made some piping that has enough capacity to put all 1600 millibuckets into the turbine at once. This is going to be where we hold our steam, and it actually has enough for 1600 buckets of steam. And then this is where we're going to have our boiler tank. Now the boiler tank is going to be liquid fueled, and I'm going to be using creosote oil to actually power it. The other thing that I can use is the coal coke that comes from all of these, and as you'll notice, all of these are filled with coal coke, and the reason for that is because I just started throwing in stacks of coal into all of these. The way that we have stuff set up outside right now, which I can show you over here, if you look on the mini-map, you can see these two fields. This first one is filled with coal seeds, and the next one is filled with glowstone seeds. So I can make all the lamps I need thanks to the glowstone, and I can make all of the coal that I need for powering our fossil fuel level out of the coal level. And I have all of that stuff actually set up on a loop into our ME network. And if we look up coal essence, we have 1,010 coal essence right now, which is awesome. I also have a ton of coal coke, and I can make more coal whenever I need to. So that's actually going to be really, really helpful, and it'll allow us to make a lot more energy out of all of these fuels that we now have basically automated. Just like we have the lava automated, only it's a little bit more complicated. So these are liquid-fueled fireboxes. Most of the stuff in there was pretty straightforward on how to craft it. The only one that wasn't, for me anyway, was the fire charges. But that's actually a vanilla Minecraft thing, and it's fairly easy to figure out. So I'm just going to go ahead and set all of those down. And I believe there we go. Awesome. Okay. So this is actually our boiler tank now, and you can see we have a lot more space for water. We still have about the same amount of space for fuel, it would appear, but we have lots of space for steam. Actually, one of these steam boilers can hold half as much steam, roughly, as what our iron tank over here can hold. But this is a nice reservoir for us to store extra, just in case we want to have kind of like a buffer going, because this will consume stuff very quickly. And this, all told, I believe, let me think here, a 3 by 3 is 9, by 3 is 27, and 27 times 20 millibuckets a piece puts it at 540 millibuckets per tick. But we need 1600. So the problem is we'll need roughly 3 of these in order to get our 1600 millibuckets per tick. Now this is very expensive, and it also consumes a ton of fuel, and that's why we need to have this buffer here with all of these, all this creosote oil. And what I'm thinking of doing is possibly having the creosote oil go to here, and then all of the coal coke, since we get a lot more of that, set up on 2 more solid fueled fireboxes here and over here. And I think all of those together would be enough for us to have all of this filter in here at 1600 millibuckets per tick, which is what we need. Once we get that done, this input hatch will accept steam from this port here, and then this will run. And if you notice, there's a bunch of pieces in here that say that they're broken. All of those need to be changed, or rather fixed, with a tool, and basically you figure out which tool you need to use, and I think you can place it right in here. And once you have all of those things figured out, then you can place a turbine in here as well. It might be that you just have to right-click on the actual multi-block structure somewhere as well, or right here on the turbine. So that's kind of what we're looking at doing now. What I'd like to do is get a little bit of stuff set up here to see how well this works. The problem is we're also going to need a reservoir down here, and that's the next thing that we want to make. You'll also notice I no longer have my helmet, and my bodysuit is no longer, or my nanosuit is no longer enchanted, and I don't have all of my tools anymore. I died a few times, which is unfortunate, and I tried rolling my world back a little bit, but to no avail. Nothing wasn't saved where it needed to be, so rather nothing was saved where it needed to be. So I'm kind of not quite back to square one. You know, I can make pretty much unlimited diamond tools thanks to all of the diamonds that I've made from the essence crops, but yeah, I'm still waiting on getting enough to make a new essence pickaxe, and then I'm going to make a new rock cutter and stuff. For the time being, I'm just making do with what I have, and yeah, we'll make the rest of it work later. So I'm making more iron because we are just constantly running out of iron. I have a little bit more in here. But the main thing that we want to do for right now is build a reservoir, and the reservoir needs 4. There it is. The reservoir needs fused quartz, glass, and the cauldron. Now, the fused quartz is made in the alloy smelter, which is something that I still need to make. So that's actually what we're going to be building next. So the alloy smelter, it's the one from the Ender IO, because that's what all of these are. We need copper, cracked stone, a screwdriver from Project Red, furnace, and a machine chassis. The machine chassis just needs iron bars and iron ingots, which I do have both of those right now. And then we'll need the screwdriver, which, from what I can tell, looks like some iron ingots and some blue dye would do it. So let's go ahead and get, I guess that would be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get 7 of these. Actually, no, we don't need the copper, do we? We just need blue dye, which I actually have in our ender pouch, which is hooked up to that chest right there, just so I can have a little bit of extra space in my inventory. So let's see, look like that. Okay. And, oh, that is one problem. I don't think, oh no, I did put it in here. Awesome, I thought I'd put those in the computer, but I didn't. So these guys go here. Oops. Like that. Okay. Bam and bam. And then we'll need, see, the bummer is that I have all kinds of stone, but cobblestone is all made in the lava level, which is down a little ways, and I guess I can grab some of that, but when I'm actually using power, it's actually using the cobblestone as fast as it can create it, which is a little rough. But I should sneak around here and grab myself a stack, or at least half a stack. There we go. That'll let us make what we need to make, and then the only thing we'll need is some bricks, which we can actually make from all of the stuff that we grabbed out of here. So we can throw those in there like that. Bam, bam. Not quite yet. We need to make our furnace. So the furnace goes up here, got these 2 across that. And this, and our screwdriver. Bam. Okay, cool. Alright, well the screwdriver is actually used, which I didn't think it would be. That's okay. The other thing that we need, I believe it needs a power source, and I think it can hook into that. And it would appear that, yes, it can. Alright, so now we need some nether quartz, which I should have a lot of, because I actually started making nether crops. And 5 nether crops in a plus formation actually makes us nether quartz. Now I have 500 of them in here, so Let's go ahead and toss them in there like that. So we need to make 2 of these. Oh, you know, we might actually need to make more than that. Yeah, I think we'll need 8 more, because we need to make 2 sets of reservoirs, because each recipe makes 2, but we need 4 for the reservoir to actually work. So I'm going to go ahead and toss those guys in there. Do we have any left from glass? We have a lot of this stuff. I need to make a new chisel, because that's another thing that I lost. And that's just an iron plate in that. So we have our hammer. Let's get our file. And we have some rubber wood, but I don't think we can actually do anything with that. Oh no, we can. Okay. There we go. And away. Now we need to go get 1 more iron ingot. And basically the only reason I need to do this is so that I can turn this glass back into regular glass. That way I don't have to go around searching for sand. So this will go here, this will go there. And I'm not ready for that yet, darn it. And toss it in here. There we go. Now I can put that in there. I think the file was in the bottom. And perfect. Got a chisel. And now we can toss this in here, turn it back into regular glass, and our regular glass will actually turn into glass panes the way it's supposed to. I think I had some extra in here. Oh, look at that, we actually had enough for it all. Oh well. Okay, we need to go throw our other nether quartz in here to make 2 more pieces. And then I believe that's really all the more that we need. Oh, we also need cauldrons, which, are actually plates now instead of just ingots. I should have seen that coming. Let's see what we got left down here. We have 8. That's enough for 1. The rest of it will have to go in here. Let's go ahead and... Oops. Wrong inventory. There we go. Alright, now try to stay away from that because that is very, very loud and kind of super annoying. I think what I might actually do here, just so it's... Nope, seems like it's just as loud as it always is, huh? Oh no, that's a little bit better now. Okay. That's charging up to finish those. So yeah, we're going to need a lot of iron plates now, so let's go ahead and just get those started. And that uses a little bit less energy. And 14 is actually what we need, so we'll go ahead and throw those in there too. And let's throw those in here, let's try to get them all done. Okay, you'll also notice, I don't know if I was able to show this last time, but I have a glass fiber cable, an ME cable, and an energy conduit running down here. So we have power for both from both forms, and an ME cable running down here. This is going to run down into our main area here, and then split off into each of those. And I also started filling all of this up with coal-tinted glass. Which makes it a little bit opaque, but you can still see through it, which I thought was kind of cool. And I'm going to fill all of this up with that. That way, no mobs can fall down inside, but no one's going to spawn up there. So once we have that done, and I have these areas here either closed off or built up and have a door on them. All of this will be ready, and I can actually start setting up things like a grinder level down there. And that's actually what we're working towards right now, is having that that hallway down there lead to an actual area that's specifically for taking all of our raw materials and turning it into things that are ready to be fabricated. So like it'll turn everything into ingots from the original ore blocks, and have everything all set up so that it's basically ready to be to be turned into finished products or machines or tools or things like that. So that's what the plan is. So the last one of these, we'll have everything else that we need. We'll make our reservoir, and then I believe you can just put some water into it, and then it will automatically fill itself up over and over again as you take water out. And I'm short, I guess? I could have swore, yeah, okay, I must still have the other nether quartz up here, or the other fused quartz. Okay. The one thing that I don't like right now is that I only have one crafting table, and that is making it kind of difficult. I need to set up more. Oop, don't want to drop these. What I need is to set up a few more access terminals for the ME network so that I can craft stuff with all of the materials that we have from anywhere, essentially. So let's see, what we'll do here is we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta-da. And now I need to make another bucket, which is kind of annoying, honestly, but I had to use all the other ones making the liquid-fueled fireboxes, so I guess that's just what I get. So we're going to throw these guys in here. Then we have to turn all of those into plates, and then put those 3 plates together, and we'll make ourselves a bucket, and we can bring some water down there. Wow, zombies are just the most annoying thing, aren't they? We'll just get rid of them, how about that? There. Okay, now to take that out, and if you drop all 3 in at the same time, it goes ahead and makes a bucket, instead of doing anything else with the plates. Alright, we actually have quite a bit of iron dust left in there. This had water in it. Those guys finally died. Alright, now what I should be able to do is I think 2 is all the more that it needs to really get started. Yeah, there we go. And now see what we can do is have a couple of things pull out of there. And to do that, I should have a bunch more liquid ducts lying around. And the liquid ducts should be able to throw a bunch of steam into different places, so, or water into different places. So we don't have any made, which means we need some lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7, 8. And then we'll also need a good chunk of copper. Let's go and make ourselves a bunch of liquid ducts, and then we can make the opaque ones because we don't need to see what's in them. Okay, that right there, and across here, and there's 48. That'll be good. The other thing I'm going to need is a crescent hammer, so I'm just going to go try to find that right now, because we may have to change those things. I think it's actually one of those, and then tin. We don't have any tin, so we'll just bring this with us and make some tin ingots with all the tin that we have in here, which is starting to be a bit of a ridiculous amount. So we're going to need to find a good reason to, or a good way to use tin efficiently somewhere. No, I guess it was the other way around. We get those, 3 of those, and then a tin inside here. There we go. Okay. Not quite like that. Let's go ahead and toss these and these and these and this 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 and these and there. Okay, now we got a little bit of extra space. I'm not going to use it just yet. Okay. So now what we need to do is, okay, we have those guys where they are. No water coming out. Maybe it needs to be powered. Oops. That's what it needs. Then we just need to put it somewhere that it doesn't actually turn off our lights. There, that'll work. Okay, so that's actually filling up with water now, which is good. And then the other thing that we need to do is fill it up with creosote oil. Okay, so that actually works. Let's turn that off for a second though, because we don't have everything else set up the way that we need. And then let's bring this down. Okay. And then this is actually burning right now. And it is simply creating heat right now, and I think the heat has to be up to a certain point, which is, I guess, 100 degrees Celsius before it starts turning water into steam. And then we need to know which way we can take steam out. And I'm not sure about that one, but if I had to guess, I would say the very top. Maybe there's something here. I guess we won't know for sure until all of that's used up. So I guess for now, let's just let that go. And then I think what we can do, let me see. Now I have 4 different ports up here so that we can connect different places. So let's do that, and we'll put this one off, this one off, this one off. What are we doing for temperature here? Still only at 36, so it's going to take a while to actually get built up, but I think it does make steam faster than the low pressure tanks. So, okay. Now I need to be up a little bit higher so that I can click on that last one. Oh, right. We're setting that up on the very bottom, not the very top. Okay. Never mind that then. Let's go ahead and, oops. There we go. And this is still heating up, but it looks like it's getting better slowly but surely. So I think this will work. We do definitely have all of the water in here now. The fuel is coming in correctly, and I'm hoping that it will know. It's just... Okay. The redstone signal isn't affecting the production at all. So hopefully once this starts making steam, it will start pulling it out of here. So while we're waiting for that, let me think. Was there anything else that I wanted to show you? We do almost have this area out here completed. I need to finish the dirt ramp down, and I believe that I might end up changing how this is actually set up. Right now it's just kind of like a ramp of dirt, or like a little decline. But once we get this filled up, we're going to kind of wrap this around so that it comes up to the same level of this building here, and then diminishes down this way, kind of along with this too. But the rest of this chunk is done, and then the only other thing we need to do is put some lights in here and put some glass on these 3 areas, and then this will be ready for production. And what I want to do is have a couple of areas for grinders in each of the corners, the big industrial grinders, and have a whole bunch of them made down here. That way they're doing all kinds of stuff at once. And then we'll start throwing power relays down here, and I'll start making a little bit more power storage down there as like a temporary place for some power to go. And I guess these alloy smelters and stuff will also be other things that I end up having to include in the fabrication area. But I'll make a list of all of those later. So let's come down here, and if it looks like it's still going to take a while, then I'll make another episode without a huge gap between, to kind of see how this works. But yeah, once this gets up to 100 degrees, we should be there. And it looks like it's going to take a little while, so I think I'll end it here. But just know that this is basically what our setup's going to be like, and we're going to have a couple more fluid ducts coming out of here, going into a solid fueled firebox, basically right where I'm standing, and then another solid fueled firebox over here. And those are going to run off of the coal coke, because I believe they can also be used as a fuel source in the solid fuel generator, but I will make absolutely sure, and if it is not and it can just use regular coal, then I guess regular coal it is. But luckily we have a never-ending supply of that thanks to our coal crops outside. So we're one step closer to using this large steam turbine, and once we have that working and we have another MFSU set up over here, we will have a ton of energy available between just these 2 levels, and then it'll be about time to build our next levels down, working into some nuclear power generation. So that's the plan. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.